He's got all of ours.
Oh, let me fix one thing before you start, okay? Do you guys have music or any video on yours?
We had video.
Okay. So, the volume control's right behind you, Haley, here on the desk. So if you need to adjust, you can, okay? Alright, so we're not going to be talking while people are doing their presentations, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so our topic was homosexual bullying.
What is homosexual bullying? It's hostile or offensive action against lesbians, gay males, or bisexuals. There's this project called the Dear Trevor Project, and people submit their what's going on in their everyday lives, and some of them have to do with gay bullying. And there's this project called the It Gets Better Project, and this is one of the videos that somebody did to say it gets better.
Haley, I'm just going to ask you to scooch back a little so people on this side can see.
Hi, I'm Chris Holker. In the last couple of weeks, a number of LGBT youth have tragically taken their own lives due to some ugly circumstances of their environments. If you or anyone you know are also having a rough time, it is vital that you know that there are people out there who care and can help. I know what it's like to be bullied and teased every single day, and I know that it may seem like there is no chance of happiness left, but I promise you there is a world full of acceptance and love just waiting for you to find it. So please, before you take a drastic action that could be your last, call the Trevor Project. Know that you have friends, you are loved, and that you are not alone. And know that despite such a current challenging time, there's so much to look forward to. And I look forward to sharing it with you. I promise it gets so much better. Thank you.
Well, in cases of gay bullying, obviously the victims commit suicide, or they sometimes they even get beaten up or even killed. Because in 1998, Matthew Shepard, he was beaten by two men because of his sexuality, and he was tied to a fence. And in 1995, this guy named Bill Clayton, he committed suicide after an assault because two guys beat him up too, and his friends, because he was deemed to be gay.
Steps toward improvement of homosexual bullying would be to speak up, raise awareness, get educated about it, or take action towards it. This is also another personal situation that somebody admitted to the Trevor Project. It says, I'll just read the first sentence. I'm having trouble in school and being an openly gay student and being picked on for it. Growing up, I wasn't exactly popular, and coming out made it so much worse. I get picked on. My best friend, who's not gay, gets picked on, as well as our friendship, and it's slowly falling apart. That's just part of it, and it keeps going. And then there's one last video about the
It takes a second to load.
I am devastated over the death of 18-year-old Tyler Clementi. If you don't know, Tyler was a bright student at Rutgers University whose life was senselessly cut short. He was outed as being gay on the internet, and he killed himself. Something must be done. This month alone, there have been a shocking number of news stories about teens who have been teased and bullied and then committed suicide. like 13-year-old Seth Walsh in Tehachapi, California, 13-year-old Asher Brown in Cypress, Texas, and 15-year-old Billy Lucas in Greensburg, Indiana. This needs to be a wake-up call to everyone that teenage bullying and teasing is an epidemic in this country and the death rate is climbing. One life lost in this senseless way is tragic. 4 lives lost is a crisis. And these are just the stories we hear about. How many other teens have we lost? How many others are suffering in silence? Being a teenager and figuring out who you are is hard enough without someone attacking you. My heart is breaking for their families, for their friends, and for our society that continues to let this happen. These kids needed us, and we have an obligation to change this. There are messages everywhere that validate this kind of bullying and taunting, and we have to make it stop. We can't let intolerance and ignorance take another kid's life. And I want anyone out there who feels different and alone to know that I know how you feel. And there is help out there, and you can find support in your community. If you need someone to talk to, or if you want to get involved, there's some really great organizations listed on our website. Things will get easier, people's minds will change, and you should be alive to see it.
And that's all we have.
Hold on, don't run away yet. So does anybody have any questions about this
I
project?
don't got a question, but I got a comment. I like how it's formatted. It looked like it sounded like a bulletin board type. Like,
Okay.
without a lot of pasty and different information. I like it.
Very nice compliment. Any questions from our guests today?
What do you think is the best way to go about changing this kind of situation?
Well, for an individual to help themselves is to just get help and go to a counselor, because people who get bullied don't have a lot of confidence in themselves because the bullies bring them down. So the best way is to get help from others.
What's the best way to keep the bullies from doing it? Do you think?
I think that, well, the schools basically, because most gay people, they're usually in the closet during high school, so, like, schools should, like,